Hi. I got a bad smell from somewhere. Hi. I was about to cry looking at that picture of Ayla. I got a bad smell from somewhere. I don't know why. It went away. Now it smells okay. I'm going to show something on the screen, and now you can hear my voice. And I'm not really going to show me, unless it's in pictures from before. And I'd like to show you why I got sad. I'm going to add a window here so you can see my computer. I'm not God. This is God making things his way, even though I may have some plan or was hoping to have a fun, joking video. And instead, God has it this way. And here's one reason why I cried. I got the feeling from God to look at this. This is a video, to leave it right here in this image. And look, I was in a happy mood. I thought I was going to eat this pasta I haven't eaten all day. And it's right here waiting to eat. Now it smells good in here, and I was going to eat the pasta and joke and have a good time and make a video and maybe get more views or something cool that I like. And instead, God showed me this. God let me know I got a thought about this when I was thinking of things. Sometimes we get a thought. We don't hear voices. We don't hear an actual voice, but we get a thought of something in our head. And I got the thought, those will be my feet. Those will be my feet. I'm supposed to not look at any other image besides this. Let me see if this is showing you. Yeah, it is. Okay. Those will be my feet. It's not mean or bad. It's not scary at all. God showed me this. And I didn't know what it was. And then I realized that there's a camera on it, and it's symbolic, immediately symbolic of a robot, meaning my human body would be so far gone and old that it would be like need the help of like a robot, or stuff like think robot things to help a body work better. It would a pacemaker, stuff like that. Technology in the future they'll have when your body's so far gone, it's pretty much like a robot. It's not working on its own. And I thought, okay, this will be me one day. Who knows? Maybe in the near future, maybe not. Hopefully not in the near future. I don't know. But this was just myself for saying, oh, okay, I guess I'll be that old. And I was wondering about my left foot, because my left foot looked like it wasn't connected to the body. I was wondering, but then the thought from God that God feet. So thank God my feet will be somehow connected to this body. That's all that's left of it, is like a robot keeping it going. It's barely even going, or it's barely even alive. Those would be my feet one day. So old that like my foot hurts, is barely attached to my body, and that's the way it'll feel to be alive. And that didn't make me that sad. I was like, oh, and I was still thinking of what it meant. And then I got the thought to look at Danica's feet next to me, because we had gone to Tromedance Film Festival for our honeymoon. And I looked at Danica's feet, and there was no body with it at all. The body was gone. She was dead. And I cried that she would be dead and I'd still be alive, so old that I'd barely be alive. And then so it made me sad for her. So that was the image I was going to show you, that God had me understand. And then when I had to, God let me know when I was choosing an image on here in this software, you choose like an image in this software to do a live video of what you want for the video. And I chose this picture of Ayla, and she has problems too. You know, none of us know if we're going to live the next day or not. As healthy and young as she may look or be, I had to help her to jump on a trampoline more to get more exercise so she wasn't sedentary, because she used to sit in front of the TV like 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day, because Danica couldn't do it all. She was trying, and I every day I've been willing to be there for them, missing them so much, crying every day. But Danica wouldn't. Danica was determined to try to do it on her own, and she had to have the baby in front of the computer, in front of the TV, from her crib. She'd watch TV sometimes 10 hours a day. And when I went to Texas, it was a miracle that God let me be in their house. And I got the baby to go outside in the sunshine. This is when she was a younger baby. And she's okay now. She's 7, but I had to get her to start jumping on the trampoline to get health and to get sun, and to get vitamin D and stuff, and to be healthier so she wouldn't die. At one time, she had a little bit of problems because she was deprived of my love as a father. Well, she had God there for her, but I don't know. And I've had a problem, like, wanting to be with my wife and, have a regular relationship with my wife. And I didn't really like living without having a wife at home there for me. And to be intimate and love and hug and all that kind of stuff, and then be normal around the kids when it was normal, and to be with my wife. And it's not Danica's fault. It's not her fault. I did things like back in 2008, I said a few mean things that she remembered. And like somehow in her family, they would remember if you did any little mean thing or something. And it's not their fault. And hopefully Danica will let me be there for the baby. And it makes me sad to see her in this picture, but she's healthy and okay, and she doesn't, it's just she's had a few problems because Danica said that she wasn't ready for me to be there for the baby yet, and so without my love and without my undivided attention and love to be there for her like I was for Rowan and Ivan, she got some problems, and then I got some problems too, missing her so much. I don't know, but I'm not that bad now. I'm okay. Mine's not that bad. I'm in pretty good health. I'm in really good health compared to most people, I think. So I guess my problems aren't that bad. And I think the baby's okay, but I think she's maybe had more problems than I knew. And she's the most innocent one of all of us. She's the most innocent one of all of us because she's a child and she's the youngest. She has been a really kind, good person. I think she's I don't know, the most innocent means. That's something in Danica's family, they call somebody innocent, but that assumes that's almost like judging them guilty or innocent. And so that's not really, I guess I got that wrong. She's not really innocent because God will judge her and God knows. But I think that she's I guess there's no way to know how much she sins or not, but I think that I think that children, if they die, they'd go right to heaven, because there is something in the Bible that says that children in particular, I don't know which one of them is more kind, but Rowan is so innocent. Well, he's not innocent, but he's like a child, like a young child, but he's 17. It's because he's still a child. You're still a child until you're 20 years old. The Bible says, I think. So even though the law says you're 18 when you're grown up, you're still not really a grown up until you're 20. Because in the Bible they wouldn't let people go to war until they're 20, but they don't have war anymore. In the U.S., United States, or maybe not even in Germany, they don't even have a draft. So I think the war is way less than it was. It's only in small places. They have these small places where there's some war, but it's not like millions of people dying. And so that's been okay. And she wouldn't know what to do about any. She doesn't know what any of that stuff is. So that's a miracle. She didn't do anything bad that I know of. So, this is a good funny picture. Well, it's not funny. It's not funny. It's serious. It's good. This is my Uncle Peter, my mom's brother, and he became a successful lawyer, and he has my grandfather's guitar. It is like a Stradivarius of violins for a guitar. It's like the Stradivarius for guitars. It's a D'Angelico, maybe the 9th one ever made in 1932. It was my grandfather's guitar, and he got it from Johnny D'Angelico. He knew Johnny D'Angelico, my grandfather. My grandfather went on tour as a musician until he was like 30 or 32, and then he went back to school and got a regular job as an engineer. And my uncle was on Broadway and did acting and stuff in New York as a young boy in these pictures. And then he went to school and got a regular job and became a lawyer for some reason, my Uncle Peter. So somehow God had him be a lawyer. And he works on his house too and has like this new looking stuff in his house. He was really good at he put in like tile and this like so many huge amounts of tile and did work to his own home, and his home looks brand new, and he has like the best champagne and stuff, but he doesn't really drink. And he bought his wife like designer Italian stuff from Italy, and he's Italian, and he's Sicilian Italian. He's Italian and he speaks Italian. I wonder if I have any other pictures of him. He was so cool in the 80s when I was a little boy. He got me all these toy red Ferraris and Porsches and stuff. And he had a turbo Porsche like about 10 years ago. But he's always had like some cool car. He had the 12-cylinder Jaguar in the 80s that was brand new. And it had a custom license plate that said Jagged when he was a lawyer. And he's still a lawyer now. I think he still does he's a lawyer now. Yeah, he's still. And his sons are my cousins, and they're lawyers. They have their own law firm, and they do really well. I think they're in Manhattan, and he's in Long Island, but he's not like a really rich Long Island person, but he's in Long Island. And he had 3 boys. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4 boys. I'm sorry. He had 4 boys. He had 2 twin boys who are lawyers. They're my age, about, or 3 or 4 years older than me. 3 years older than me, or 2. They may be 2 years older than me. They're about my age. And then he had these 2 other kids, and his youngest boy is only in his 20s, and he's like a super athlete, and he's like this child that has all this energy, almost like a superhero, and his name's Christian. And when I was writing the screenplay the other day, it had nothing to do with his son. I don't know. I don't know why I named the kid Christian. I was thinking more of a blonde kid because when I was in college, I went to school with this kid who was named like Christopher, but and that's who I was thinking about, like a really blonde kid, Christian. But his son, he married a really like a Eastern European heritage, Northern Italian lady who's blonde. So his son looks pretty white, but I was thinking more of like a really blonde-haired guy, Christian, in the screenplay. But his son's named Christian. It just happens to be Christian. I was talking about more like Christianity. But I like Catholicism. I guess I'm a Catholic. But Jesus is way more important than any particular very different type of Christian religion. Jesus, like, you don't have to do that cross on your chest with your hand to believe in Jesus. You just, that doesn't say that in the Bible anywhere. It doesn't say that in the Bible anywhere. But he was on a cross, so it can be good or bad even if you do that or not. But I do it to honor my mom and dad, and so I'm kind of Catholic. So he was on Broadway, and he was on this play on Broadway called The King and I, and then he quit. He stopped doing it, and then he went to school and became a lawyer, and he just did that instead for a job. And so I may do a interview with him, and his guitar, that was my grandfather's guitar, is worth maybe $2 million, or at least $200,000. It's a 1932 D'Angelico, and I think it was the 9th guitar that Johnny D'Angelico ever made, I think. And it was my grandfather's guitar, and he got it. And I was so worried that it got stolen, and then I texted him texted him, and he said he has it. He has my grandfather's guitar, so I don't know. It's just a thing. It's gonna burn in the lake of fire forever or whatever. I don't know. And they thought it was only worth $12,000, and I looked it up, and it may be worth $200,000 or $2 million, because it's up there with some of the best guitars of all time. And it just happened to be a good guitar that my grandfather got because he was a musician. My grandfather, Carl Martinez. And this is my Uncle Peter, who changed his name to Martin. Peter Martin. Because he thought it sounded too like ethnic. So when he became a lawyer, he changed his name to Martin instead of Martinez. And I think I have a similar name. Our family name is like Al. See, I think it's the same Italian or Sicilian name. It's the same name from Sicily that Al had. So I may be related to Al, because Al's name at Ellis Island, I think it's called Ellis Island, when they came here, when they immigrated from Italy, they called Al's last name DiMartino. They tried to make it sound more ethnic. It was really like Martinez, and they added DiMartino. They gave him a little more ethnic sounding name. And then when my grandfather came here, he was Sicilian, and he was also Martinez. And I think at Ellis Island they changed it to a Z to make it sound like it was more ethnic. So they did that to me, our family, and Al, and then he changed his name to Martin, I think. I know he changed his name. My Uncle Peter changed his name to Martin. This is him when he was a kid. And he was in The King and I on Broadway. He was pretty good. He was so cool in the 80s when I was 10 years old. He got me a Nintendo. He got me a Nintendo before anyone in Roanoke had it. I was the only one in Roanoke who had a Nintendo in the 80s. I was the first person to get a Nintendo. He got it because they had it in New York and they didn't get it in Roanoke yet. And he bought me a Nintendo with Super Mario Brothers and maybe some other games, like Donkey Kong. It had Super Mario Brothers. And I brought it to show and tell at school, and they're all interested in it and stuff. And they're like, "What is that?" Because they used to get things before in New York. And then he got me all these toy Ferraris, and I thought that one day I'd get a Ferrari and stuff, but I never got. I may get a Ferrari. One day I may get a red Ferrari. And David Lee Roth had one back then, but I don't know if he knew about David Lee Roth. Magna PI, I don't know. But he didn't get a Ferrari. He had a Porsche instead and other cool cars, my Uncle Peter. And I just didn't get any. I still haven't gotten a car that cool. I had like a 350Z or something I got for $9,000. It wasn't like even a $40,000 or a 30 something $1,000 Ferrari. But he had cool cars. He had a well-paying job the whole time as a lawyer. And I had to work at whatever I was able to. Thank God my mom and dad made money at real estate, and I was able to work on houses too, like full-time, barely full-time, and also full-time at the videos and films and stuff. And I went to a bunch of schools. So I've been working about 2 full-time hours since I was 17 years old. And I have whatever I have because of that. But I wasn't able to get like a really cool car. Besides, one time I had 3 cool cars, and they may have been worth like $12,000 each for 3 of them. I had a classic '67 Caddy and a 350Z that was like had a custom paint job and stuff, and a huge redneck truck, a huge redneck truck. And then now I don't even have a car anymore after that. I haven't had a car. So here and there, I have a license, I just don't have a car. But I have this house. That's a miracle that I have this house, I think. But I don't really have the house. I think I get money from it if my dad sells it. He said he'll give me money for it, but I can't say. So I don't really own the house. My dad owns it in his name. So, but I'm not supposed to talk about it, but I have enough money because he kind of bought it from me or something, but I'm not supposed to say, or he bought it from me, but I don't know what I'm supposed to say about it. But it was a relief that I had enough money earlier today. I had been so worried, and I had to work on the house today. I worked in the house for like 4 or 5 hours today. I'm gonna eat this. I don't know. I might just eat this food. I might just eat this food. I'm gonna eat this. I made spaghetti or pasta. Praise God, praise Jesus. I'm not gonna eat it. Christian. Hey, I might write this screenplay right now. I called it Christian. But it's like a blonde-headed kid who he's like almost like the ruler of the humankind for a human being but Jesus is king. He's not, Jesus is king. So he's just for a human. I mean, he had so much earthly success. He looked really good and young. He had trillions of dollars and stuff like that. He's like, or a bunch of money. It's a screenplay called Christian. And he was really into God and Jesus. I can write the screenplay more. It's a bunch of work. It came out really good, and I don't want to mess it up. There are things that are special about it that I want to keep. And I have to realize that like Christian can't really, I don't know if he can be played by my son Ivan. I was going to play his dad, but I don't want to die in it. I wanted to have me have a cool special story I was going to make me still live, but then it might be ruined because I think people really, their families were really killed because of war and stuff, and it was really sad, and I don't want to mess that up because that's real in real life, but not in this screenplay. This is just, trying to, this is just doing God's work and trying to making money at something that I'm good at doing. Hopefully, to God, I get paid enough for it because, I don't want to start worrying about how I'm going to pay my bills anymore. I'm going to close that. But Ayla's way healthy. She eats healthy food and jumps around. I shouldn't have to worry about her. She's on the trampoline. She runs around the house. She's healthy. So I used to be worried about her health, but then I got her to be more active. I relentlessly talked to Danica to try to make sure she was okay. The baby was okay. It was Uncle Peter. I'm gonna eat this pasta. Pasta, I guess. I don't know. I just called it pasta because my family is Italian, do God's work, and my dad is Italian. My family is Italian, but my dad's Irish. Praise God, praise Jesus. Praise Jesus. But I'm Italian. I'm probably a little more Italian than Irish or something. I don't know. Who knows? Praise God, praise Jesus. No, I can't eat it. I could barely eat one bite of it. It was like putting bodily fluids of a human being into my mouth. It's the only bite of food I had all day. It hasn't been bad. It's just I didn't want to eat because I drank a bunch of caffeine. So I guess I can't even eat the pasta or whatever. I better get in better shape so I look better in my videos so people are like, hey, he's cool. I want to watch his videos more. Then I make enough money at that and I don't have to not know if I have enough money or something. Maybe people will watch my videos more if I look better. Wonder what I look like to other people. I'm gonna look at my channel. I don't know. I'm gonna see what people think when they look up John Birmingham. Oh, here's this guy. Oh, that's pretty crazy. Pauly Shore. Oh, and here's this guy, Dwayne Peters. He's trying to pay his bills. He's a pro skater. He is a pro skater. He's a pro skater, and he's in the band U.S. Bombs. But he sells all the stuff that he sells, these boards and stuff that he got when he was a pro. He must have 800, a few hundred boards or 1,000. I don't know. A few thousand maybe boards, and he sells them to pay his bills. But somebody posted this 2 months ago about that he's having difficult times, and it got 50,000 views. He's pretty famous. He was in the band U.S. Bomb. He is in the band U.S. Bombs, and he's having difficulty paying his bills. But some friend of his, because he knew people in the skateboard industry, donated a good motorhome to him. And the inside of it looks new. The outside has a little wear, and he got a motorhome, and it needs tires. And he's looking for land to put it on because he has to park it at places that here and there are okay. And he has a wife. Oh, he got hurt. Somebody made a video of him. and he's trying to pay his bills, and he has a YouTube channel, Dwayne Peters or whatever, I don't know. And he's getting older, he's 62, but he can barely skate. He can skate though. I don't know. No, he's not that old. He's not that old. He might get better. He just hurt his foot a little bit, and he might end up like, I don't know. I think he's okay. He's a kind, good human being, and he's had difficulty like fitting in because he had all his tattoos, and he went somewhere in the Midwest, like Salt Lake City or some like really Mormon place that was conservative, and he got angry and started saying all these curse words. And he got in trouble there, and they put him in jail because he was just cursing in public. And it was awful because they didn't like the way he looked like a punk rocker with all those tattoos. And they actually did that to him. Just for looking different and saying the F word in public. He's really cool. He sings like this cool music. Some of it sounds really cool. That's him. He dresses kind of different and stuff or whatever, but I don't know. He's a kind, good human being. I don't know. Dwayne Peters. But he shouldn't have said curse words really loud in public, but I can't believe they would put him in jail for it. He was like in a very conservative like place where they didn't use curse words that was Mormon or something. Not Mormon, but like maybe Mormon. I don't know. And they got angry at him. I don't know. No. And here's Pauly Shore. He tried to do. Here's Richard Simmons, and Richard Simmons has been in like out of the public eye, not doing famous stuff, like out in the woods or something. He got like 20 million. He saved up he had like $20 million, and he just lives off of the stuff he was making money at back then. And so like Richard Simmons retired from the public eye. He didn't want to do any more of the famous stuff, and he just lives like in some really nice kind of nice house, or really nice house out in the woods or somewhere. And he just does whatever he likes to do with his family and stuff. And then Pauly Shore tried to dress up as him and wants to be in a movie and get an Oscar. He thinks he'll get an Oscar because he wants to be like Brendan Fraser, his friend Brendan Fraser in the Encino Man movies and stuff. And like Pauly Shore is like trying to be like Richard Simmons, and Richard Simmons is really kind of good and stuff, I think. And he got really famous and has enough money to like retire, so he just like retired, and maybe he's around family and stuff. And it looks like he put hair dye in his hair, like blue hair dye or something. I don't know. Maybe he put hair dye in his hair. And Richard Simmons is okay. I looked kind of like him when I would wear the A-frame t-shirts, but Pauly Shore is really trying to like play him, and he thinks he might get an Oscar. But Richard Simmons didn't agree. He didn't agree to give him permission. And Pauly Shore just these guys made a film of him, of Pauly Shore, but it's not a feature film. It's only like 18 minutes long or something. And it looks really professional, and it's a good film, and he dressed up as Richard Simmons, and he's supposed to it's supposed to go to Sundance, but Richard Simmons didn't give him permission to do it. Richard Simmons didn't give him permission to do it, and I don't know why he's dressing up as Richard Simmons when Richard Simmons didn't say it was okay, but I don't know how the rights to that stuff goes, other than you have to get permission from Richard Simmons. I mean, if you're going to dress as Richard Simmons and do a short film and he calls himself Richard Simmons, I think. But Pauly Shore knows a tremendous amount about the entertainment industry and the business of movies and stuff. And he's made it. Pauly Shore has about $20 million or $30 million or something too, because his mom and dad owned the most famous comedy club that where all the really famous people got more famous, like Jim Carrey and Robin Williams and stuff. But Richard Simmons is kind and good, and he shouldn't just be like randomly playing Richard Simmons when Richard Simmons didn't say it was okay. But if they can get the studio's attention and put like $100 million into it, or 20, or however much money, I don't even know how much money Richard Simmons really has. It just says his net worth online, but I think it's kind of accurate. I don't know. But I don't know. But there's the picture of like Pauly Shore dressed as Richard Simmons in a film they made, and they say the film is going to Sundance. I hope maybe it does. I don't know, but Richard Simmons might not let. Richard Simmons didn't give him permission to film it, and so that's been in the news. This was only 7 minutes ago, so it only has 300 views. And Entertainment Tonight did it, but like they're trying to make it like the life story of Richard Simmons played by like Pauly Shore, but Richard Simmons may think like he's young enough to do it himself or something, because Pauly Shore's in his 50s now, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but maybe if a studio gets on board, then Richard Simmons will be like, okay, and he'll agree that Pauly Shore can play him. I don't know. But Pauly Shore has so much already. He's already a really famous person. Pauly Shore is already a really famous person. Even though he's not doing big budget movies right now, he may have smaller roles in them. He's not playing the lead in big budget movies these days, but he might. That might change, and maybe with this he'll do it, but he's already so famous. Even without the big budget movies, he did all this other stuff. Like he does comedy tours or whatever, and all this social media stuff. His YouTube channel's not huge, but it's doing okay, and he has a bigger like Instagram and other I don't know. Oh. But people get older and they start having problems, and when they don't have enough money, it's like how are they going to get by and stuff? But God does all of it anyway, so God will take care of them no matter what. God will make sure everything's okay for him. So I don't know who this guy is. I have no idea who this guy is, but he looks like somebody I know. Maybe a little bit older, but maybe the guy got a little older now. I don't know. And people out there are like worried how they're gonna get by and what they have to do to pay bills, because they don't know how they're gonna pay bills. But they're good at doing stuff and they can work, I think. But if anything goes wrong with somebody's health, I guess maybe they can be on welfare as long as they're not like, as long as they're able to work, they can work. But some people end up homeless. They can't help it. They've had homeless people since the times before Jesus, I guess, or the times of Jesus. It says in the Bible they've had those people who were poor, or hey, Our Lady of Nazareth. I was there at this church the other day with my mom. They've always been a good church. They happened to get some donations and got to update their church. And it doesn't matter if it's like rich or poor or anything like that. It hasn't changed at all. It's still the same church as when it was small, and they're still kind and good there. They had to work on the building so that nothing bad would happen to it, so it wouldn't, like, the people have to work on buildings here and there. And they're really fortunate. Well, they got some good donations so the place wouldn't be like messed up. And now they got donations from, I guess, some people like the church, and now they have a videographer or video people who make these really good quality videos of them. And this is like, I think this is a live video, and it has many cameras. Like, they have people who know how to do like really good live stuff. I wasn't as into like the live video filming, but for filmmaking, I'm really good at narrative filmmaking video. I just keep it simple. I don't have all the camera angles and stuff when it's live, but I guess I could learn it, but I don't really want to. I'm just doing this as a way to interact with people, and I don't know. In God's work, I don't know. I don't know. I could learn more like multi-camera stuff or whatever the stuff is with live videos. It's just I was trying to get out of live videos, and I just happened to do one now where you didn't see where I am or where I live. Like, you can't tell where I am in the videos. Because there's this guy who called the police. He was like a bad guy, and he told them I was a school shooter and all this crazy stuff, and he lied to the police, and so I didn't want people to know where I am when filming a live video, because I thought he'd try to call the police on me, but they should have a recording of his call, so hopefully they can look him up. So I was afraid to say where I was in the live video, so I haven't showed myself, but it's kind of better because I think I was showing my face too much, so it's better. You maybe can't see the way I look right now or something, but I look okay. I don't know. So I might just eat some food. I only had one bite of food all day, but that was pretty fun because he has a Bible, this guy. He used to live in Roanoke. This guy, Genesis Santos, he's a nurse. I guess he's also in the Air Force. Maybe he's not a nurse anymore. And that's good he had a Bible. Thank God. I never met him, but I found his channel somehow. Like, he did a video on Roanoke, and I subscribed to him. He lives somewhere else now. I guess he's in the Air Force. I didn't want to say where I was because I didn't want like that bad guy to call the police and lie to him and try to get them to like say, hey, are you going to shoot up a school or some crap like that? Because if he lies to him again, they should have a recording of his call. So I should maybe just be able to show myself in live videos again, because they should have a recording of his call, and then they can find out, oh, he lied to him, and he'd be in trouble. So maybe it'll be okay if that's really true. They should be able to record people's calls even when they use a caller ID. They should know where he called from. So I shouldn't have to worry. But I think also that the police don't like live videos, but I don't know if that's true. And also, some family may not want me to film live videos, so I'm just not showing my face in it this time. But I like filming live videos because it feels like I'm interacting with people. It feels like I'm like interacting with people rather than being alone. And I like to interact with others when I work or be around family, and that's pretty much it. But God has me do things other ways sometimes, whether I want to or not, and sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's not. And so God does things his way, how he wants me to be. Hi, Mrs. J. Killer, drinking coffee. That's good. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. J. Kill. Uncle Eddie or Eddie. Somebody made a love sign. Okay. Well, some people wrote, "Oh, hi, thanks." Well, they film videos, Mrs. Jekyll, if you want to subscribe to them. Gosh, this went huge. This had more views than Elon Musk's biggest video 2 years ago. This video had 62 million views, and his had less. Elon Musk's biggest video, and he's the richest man, I think, on earth or something like that. But there may be somebody with 300 billion. I think he has 200 billion, but he may have 300 billion now. I don't know how much money he has, but I had more views in my biggest video. That was my idea and Danica's idea to film. She came up with the way she filmed it, and it got a bunch of views, but it was my idea to dress up as Ronald McDonald and show up at their house and ask her to film, and she put her own director's way of filming it, that somehow by the miracle it went huge. It got 63 million views or more, maybe 64, almost 64 million. So that's huge, but like right now I'm not making enough money at it. So that happens if it doesn't go really big, like Michael J. Fox got, but you don't have to go the biggest ever. You can still make a living at it. Maybe like, I don't know how much a month. It doesn't have to be the biggest ever at one time. Maybe you can pay your bills at it the whole time anyway. Oh, sheesh. I'm sorry. I'll look and see what people said on the chat. Oh. No. Yeah, no. You're gonna go get food. Have you ever tried to get delivery groceries? You only spend $20 for the delivery fee, and they do all the shopping and drive it to your house. It's only $20, and you don't even have to talk to them when it arrives unless you got alcohol and have to show them an ID for alcohol. They just leave it right at your door. Pretty much. It's like $20 to deliver it. You can get $400 of groceries or something, and they do all the shopping for it, and you just choose it online, and they deliver it right to your house. I think they bring it right to your house, and it only costs like $20 for them to do all that. I know. And then you wouldn't have to, or like $140 or something like that. Oh, okay. They're just going to the grocery store, and then it'll save them like $20 or 40 or $20 or something like that, and they're going somewhere fun, somewhere to grocery. I don't know. I wonder what this sounds like if it'll echo. The grocery store, and then it'll save them like $20 or 40 or $20 or something like that, and they're going somewhere fun, somewhere to grocery. Echo. Hello. Hello. I don't know. It's gonna start talking. I wonder what this sounds like if it'll echo. The grocery store, and then it'll save them like $20 or 40 or $20 or something like that, and they're going somewhere fun, somewhere to grocery. Echo. Hello. Hello. I don't know. It's gonna start.
I wonder what this sounds like if it'll echo. The grocery store and it'll save them like $20 or 40, or is it $20?
Hey. Okay. They said they'd get the groceries delivered if it snowed. Hopefully they'd still be able to deliver them if it snowed. I guess I'm gonna go. I don't know what to do. Or I'll just eat some food. But I'm not gonna show myself. I'm afraid to show where I am. Like, I don't know. I think the police don't like live videos or something. And then that guy who's the stalker guy who I had lied to him and told him I was a school shooter. So I was afraid to show him where I was when I filmed a live video. But maybe I can start maybe I can start filming live videos and showing myself in the video again, like where I am. Because I didn't want to like give away my location. Because I think the police don't like live videos, but I don't know. Because Al never had a problem with it. So I don't know. I don't know. But it was a way to socialize. And I'd really like to be there for my wife and kids. But I don't know if I'll get to or what. Because Danica's still been a little funny. I don't know. She's okay. She loves me very much. She's a kind, good human being. I hope no one's mean to her. So I'm going to go. I don't know. But I can probably show myself right now. I'm just waiting to see what the next level of what I'm going to do so I can like show myself in live videos if I feel like it. Or it's because I went to Los Angeles and I was filming out there like right around all the famous people where they drive home to the Hollywood Hills. I was like right at the big at the big street corners where like everyone could see me and playing guitar and running around in little shorts, like little pink shorts, like I'm naked, hey dudes, and filming myself and laughing hysterically. And like I was like, it was like wild running the streets. And then somebody lied to him and told him I was a school shooter. And they handcuffed me and they looked at my phone and stuff and they said, oh, he's not a school shooter, and they let me go. But it really frightened me. Like, they treated me like I may have been a school shooter. And so I just went home. I went home after that. And it was much more, but I got to film all those videos there. I didn't know if they're angry because I filmed Zac Efron in like little pink shorts and was filming myself going, hey dudes, or something. And right when he was getting like a really official, like well-dressed Hollywood Walk of Fame, he was in like formal clothes, and it was like a serious thing, and I had like pink shorts on. But Jake Paul and the other famous people jogged in pink shorts, and it was outside, open to the public. So I don't see what I would have done wrong. And so I just didn't want to show myself in videos I didn't want to let anyone know where I am. But I think soon that maybe that'll all change. I can film a bunch of live videos. I don't know. I can probably film a bunch of live videos soon, but I don't want to say where I am. I may be in the desert. Or I may be in Roanoke, or I may be in Los Angeles in some other Airbnb hiding somewhere, or I may be in the same Airbnb in Los Angeles, and I may have just uploaded videos of me in Roanoke, and I'm not going to say where I am. Because I didn't want that stalker to like lie to the police and tell them I was a school shooter or something. He could be in big trouble if he does that again. So, I think he'd pretty much be in big trouble if he does it again. So I don't know. And it wouldn't be, I don't know. And I'm supposed to be kind to him like I'm kind to others and stuff, and it sucked with that stalker person. Like, I don't know why I can't just be mean to him and say, just get away from me, and why did he call the police and tell him I was a school shooter? I don't have any guns. How could I ever do anything like that? It doesn't make any sense. I don't know. So I guess I'm gonna be okay. I I guess it'll be okay. But I'd like to film more live videos and play music. I really like to play music and get better at singing and playing guitar just with practice. I mean, I've played 30 something years or 40 years. I've played guitar for 40 years since I was a baby. So, or since I was a small child. And I've sang since I was about 26, or since I was in my 20s, I sang. So I'd like to sing and play guitar, and I'm really good at it. Once I start getting in practice, I get like really good. I've only played like a little bit in Los Angeles, and for 30 years, my entire life before 46 years old. I may have played when I was 0 years old as a baby. I may have played as a baby, and so I may do music and singing, and it makes me feel better to like work on looking good, like being in shape and playing music, and I think I want to do that, and I just don't know where I can go to actually get to do that my best and look my best and feel my best and be playing music and listening to music every day. But more than that, I want Danica and the kids. I want to be there for Danica and the kids to make sure they're all okay. And I'm already there for everyone else in my life, my family and some friends, but the only real friend I have to really look out for is like Al. I hope he's okay. And so I may literally go out to the desert so nobody besides my close loved ones know where I am. Besides my mom and dad know where I am, and Danica knows where I am, and I'm not going to tell anyone else where I am. And I think I'm going to go to the desert and get in really amazing shape so I look better and feel really good, and play music and play like really cool rock star music that's good, not just cool but like really good and has emotion, and do God's work and Jesus' work, and maybe be around Al. Like I might be around Al so he has somewhere warm to stay the rest of in the winter, unless it's just going to be warm from here on out, like spring. It may just keep being kind of warm every day. It's been I think one of the warmest winters we've had, besides it got way cold. It got way cold and freezing. Well, actually, it's been pretty cold. I was in Los Angeles for some of it, and I heard it was really cold here, so I don't know. But it did get cold again another time once I got to Roanoke, but I don't know. But I may be here now, but I'm not going to say. I may have just told everybody where I am. I don't know. But I didn't want that stalker guy to lie to the police and say, he's a school shooter, come taking away, dudes, or something like that. And he'd be in big trouble if he did that. He'd be in trouble. But I'm not supposed to be mean to him. I'm supposed to be kind to him, like treat him like I am to myself. It's awful because he called the police, and so I kept having to forgive him and be nice to him for some reason. Like I couldn't even get him to get away from me. But with the J Kill people, they're like more like Republican, and like maybe make sure that like that guy gets blamed for it because he was the one that was doing wrong stuff, and so maybe he deserved it. I know he deserved it. I don't know. I better go. He deserves it, but I try to be kind to others, but I try not to be like too liberal, like kind to like everyone for no reason. Like, hey, dudes, I don't know, but I don't know that's not how Republicans are. I don't even really know how liberals or Republicans are. I don't even know the difference, really. I don't know. I don't know too much what that means. Well, I guess I'm going to go. There's so many people that listen to cool music and stuff who are Republican. This one guy in the Misfits is really Republican, and he calls the Democrats the Demo KKK rats. And his name's Bobby Steele. He calls himself Bobby Steele. He's this old punk rocker, and he looks cool. He's okay. and he's walked with a cane since the early '90s. He's skinny, and he looks about the same health and shape. I think his name is Bobby Steele, and he was in the Misfits for like, he was their guitarist for like a year, for a few months or something. He was their official guitarist of the Misfits, and he may have played on some albums. And he's really Republican, and I think he's married to, or was almost married to, the mother chick. And she played the blonde-headed girl. She was a blonde-headed girl in the Danzig Mother video, the mother chick. And she has these funny videos of her like dancing, and she's gotten a little older, but she looks okay. But she shows herself like almost naked, like dancing and stuff. And she's like 50 something or 62, and she and she's like, it's I was friends with her, and I tried to get her in my Danzig parody video, and she got angry about it. And I was just joking about Danzig, and I thought I could go up and film her in Pennsylvania. She got angry and wouldn't be in the video. And or New Jersey or Pennsylvania or somewhere, I don't know where she's from, somewhere north of where Virginia is. That's like, and she was going out with Bobby Steele, and he was this guitarist from the Misfits, and he looks about the same as he did in the early '90s. And I saw him play a show when I was 12 years old in like 1990. And they advertised it. It was in my local town, and it was like a small show, but there were kind of a bunch of people there, maybe like 80 people, or probably like 80 people, or 40 or 200 or something like that. And he played music, he toured to make money, and he sold merchandise, and people bought his shirts. And he has this band called The Undead, Bobby Steele. I'll show you what he looks like. Here, hey, he showed up at the top, not the Old West guy. His band's called The Undead. And he walked with a cane back then, and he's about in the same, he looks about the same, in the same health now, I think. And this is him. He lives in like New York City and Manhattan, I think. He walks around like Greenwich Village and stuff. Bobby Steele. Hey, how you doing, Bobby Steele? I don't know. I haven't thought of him for so long. But when I was 12 years old, he came to my small town and played a show, and it said Misfits guitarist Bobby Steele and his band The Undead. I should have gotten one of his T-shirts. He's in this band The Undead. Here's him when he was young. But I thought he was so old back then. But I know. This is maybe him in the Misfits or something. He was in good shape, but he walked with a cane, so I thought he was old. But he looked really cool. He just walked with a cane. Like, I think he got in a little accident or something. But he's healthy and looked cool and everything. He looks like a real rock star kind of look. And he is pretty much, well, he was the guitarist of the Misfits. I wonder if he's in this picture. I wonder if this is him playing with the Misfits. Yeah, I think that's him. What happened to it? Oh, I'm going to zoom in on it. That's him playing with the Misfits, but he's like behind Danzig, I think. No, that's Doyle. Wait, is that him? I'm going to try to zoom in. That might be him, or it might be Doyle. And that's Glenn Danzig. And I used to really listen to the Misfits, but I don't listen to them that much, but they're okay. That guy got in shape again, and he's like in his 60s. Jerry Only. He owns the rights to like be in the Misfits or something. Or like be I don't know what, but he may be okay. I don't know, but he got in shape again, I guess, because that's kind of like he I don't know. I haven't thought about the Misfits that much. I just happen to think of Bobby Steele, but he's Republican. He's really Republican. He calls the Democrats the Demo KKK rats. The Demo KKK rats. I don't know. I don't know who that is. Oh, look, he might be going out with somebody else now. But he was with a mother chick. But I shouldn't show her. I'm worried about her. She may not have Jesus as much as she should. I'm a little bit worried about the mother chick. I'm not going to show her. I'm not supposed to talk about her or show her. I'm not supposed to show her. God let me know right now I'm not really supposed to like show her. But Bobby Steele is pretty good. They broke up, and now for some reason Bobby Steele is like kind of okay. Oh, here he is, I think, with the Misfits. Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in on this. I'm gonna zoom in on this picture. I think that's him. Wait. Yeah, I think that's him. He looked more like a regular guy back then. I think that's him. I don't know who that guy is on the left. Googie or somebody. I don't know. They had all these people in the Misfits. There's Glenn Danzig. He started that haircut of hair in front of his face, I guess to cover up his nose because he thought his nose didn't look good looking enough. And he started that entire hairstyle of like bangs being long, I think in the 80s and the late 70s. I think because he was trying to like look cool, like even though he thought his nose didn't look good. I don't know. And then he got a nose job and it looked like the best looking nose anyone could have or something like that. And then he was like, I'm Danzig now or something. And then he like, I don't know. He has like his nose. I don't know why I happen to be talking about the Misfits. I think Danzig's a Republican too. Danzig. He's a little scary, but he's okay because he says his lyrics mean good things or something. Like I think he got I'm pretty sure I know he got a nose job, but it doesn't look fake. Like he looks normal. He must have, I don't know what. That's him now. I guess he's like 68 or wait, he was born in 50 or 52, so he's in his 70s or 55. And he's not quite set. I think he's born at 55. I'm gonna look it up. So he's not quite 70 years old. Danzig, born 19. Danzig born what year? Oh, Danzig. Danzig. Yeah, he's born in 55. He's 68. I used to really like his music. I saw him play live one time in 1997. And I think I may have seen him play live another time. I saw him at the Whiskey A Go Go. I saw the Misfits play more than once with Jerry Only before he was after he was in it. Well, Jerry Only didn't start the Misfits. Danzig started the Misfits. I haven't thought of them for a long time. They're just like these rock star people. I don't know if they'll make it to be with God and Jesus in the next life or not. They may. I don't know. Maybe Bobby Steele will. I don't know. I should eat my pasta or something. I'm gonna go. Danzig. Oh no. I'm gonna go. Okay, praise God, praise Jesus. I'm gonna go. Okay, bye. Bye, Mr. Jake or Jake Hill's husband, Jake Hill's husband, and all the other people watch. Bye. I gotta go.